All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We are cracking open a really dense internal technical audit for a new biomineral product. You know, the kind of report you're not usually meant to see. We're going to break it down, piece by piece, and decode what it actually takes to get from a cool idea in a lab to something that's ready for you. Okay, boom. Right out of the gate, we get hit with this number, 50. That's its digital audit score. 50 out of 100. I mean, in any test, a 50 is, well, it's not great, right? So the big question we've got to ask is, what does this failing grade actually mean for this product? And right away, here's our first super crucial piece of context. This score doesn't mean the final product is a bust. The report makes it very clear. This is just a prototype. You got to think of it like a concept car, you know? It's built to be pushed to its absolute limits, to find every single flaw before it gets anywhere near a showroom floor. And this right here, this is the real challenge laid bare. The prototype is sitting at a 50, but the baseline requirement to even be considered for commercial release is a 95. That massive gap, that's the whole story of this audit. It's the journey from a promising idea to a product that has to meet these incredibly high standards. So you might be wondering, how do they even measure this stuff? Well, they use something called the 30-point shield protocol. And honestly, I love this name. It really is like a gauntlet, a series of intense, brutal challenges designed to test every single aspect of the formulation, from what it does inside your body to how it just sits on a shelf. So this gauntlet, it's broken down into three main areas. First up, bioavailability and efficacy, which is just a fancy way of asking, does it actually work? Second, technical instability. Is the physical product itself sound? And third, regulatory and sustainability. You know, is it safe? Is it ethical? Now, for this specific audit, the report shows the big problems, the reasons for that low score, they all fell into those first two categories. So that's exactly where we're going to focus our deep dive.
All right, let's dive into challenge 1, in the body. This is all about what happens after you actually take the product. Because, look, it's not enough to just have good ingredients on a label, right? Your body has to be able to absorb them and actually use them for them to do any good.
So here's our first piece of super sciencey jargon, biphasic release kinetics, or BRK for short. So what on earth is that? It's actually a pretty cool concept. It means a two-part release. You get that immediate, fast-acting boost right away, but then it's followed by a slower, sustained release that just keeps you going for hours. And this is what I find so interesting, how they translate that science into something you can actually feel. Think about the usual energy product. What's the baseline? It's those caffeine jitters followed by that awful afternoon crash. We all know that feeling. Well, BRK is designed to get rid of that completely and replace it with what they call a steady state of sustained energy. No spike, and more importantly, no crash. Next up, another fancy term, organoleptic masking. Sounds complicated, but the idea is super simple. It has to taste good. A lot of these powerful minerals have a really nasty metallic taste, so this protocol demands that they use some serious tech to completely hide that flavor. And you're going to want to remember this one because it's going to be really important in just a minute. Okay, moving on to the second big challenge, in the scoop. This is all about the physical product itself. You know, the practical stuff. How does it dissolve in water? Is every single scoop consistent? Can it survive being shipped across the country in the middle of summer? It's all about making sure the user experience is reliable and, you know, not annoying. And check this out. Here's another really fascinating mechanism, gastroretentive duration. The way the source material talks about this is just brilliant. The formula is designed to create a literal, physical floating raft that sits on top of the contents of your stomach. So we're not just talking about a chemical reaction here. This is a structural thing happening inside you.
So why would you want a raft in your stomach? Well, this slide breaks it down perfectly. A super common problem with a lot of supplements can be that awful acid reflux or stomach burn feeling. This alginate raft provides instant, physical protection for your stomach lining. That means way better gastric comfort. It's such a clever, elegant solution to a really common problem.
And believe it or not, the standards get even more advanced from here. I mean, one of the tests is for something called alpha wave induction. We're talking about the product's effect on your actual brain waves. It's designed to trigger what athletes and creators call a flow state, that amazing feeling of being completely dialed in, super focused and productive, but calm, not wired. That is a huge deal. Okay, so this prototype went up against all of these incredibly high standards. We've seen what it's supposed to do, the amazing potential here. But now, it's the moment of truth. What was the lab's final verdict? Why did it get that 50? Where did it fail? And here it is, the official verdict. It boils down to two key failures. One, significant gaps in sensory profile. That's the taste. And two, delivery kinetics. And the report even explicitly says the formula lacks the necessary masking protocols. And that's the bottom line, isn't it? All that incredible science means absolutely nothing if the product tastes so bad that nobody actually wants to drink it.
But see, this is the whole point of an audit like this. It's not just about pointing out what's wrong, it's about creating a clear path forward. So what was the lab's recommendation? How do they fix these issues and close that massive 45-point gap?
And the fixes are beautifully simple and direct. First, integrate something called Bitterex G3. Remember we talked about that masking technology? That's what this is. It solves the taste problem. Second, add raft extenders to make that protective stomach raft stronger and last longer. You see how the problems and the solutions line up perfectly? It's pretty cool.
Okay, so we have gone deep into the science here. But why does any of this actually matter to you? Well, the big takeaway here isn't just about this one specific product. It's about learning to see the difference between a product that's marketed well and a product that's made well.
This slide just lays it all out, plain and simple. On one side, you've got the marketing hype, these vague, flashy claims like fast acting or great taste. We see them all the time. But on the other side, you've got the actual R&D proof we just unpacked. Biphasic release kinetics is the proof that it's fast acting, but also that it's long-lasting and measurable. Organoleptic masking is the specific technology behind the great taste. It's really about substance over style.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. The next time you're looking at a product, any product, and it's promising you the world, are you just seeing the marketing story? Or are you going to ask yourself, yeah, but what kind of shield did it have to pass? What was the gauntlet it had to survive to prove it actually does what it says it does?